share my screen and maybe I'll go with absolute basics. Okay.
Okay.
So typically, wait a minute, I had some material. I don't know whether I can use it. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Here you go. See, web development or web design, you must have heard the word, right? Web. So what is web? Right?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we see the word web, W-E-B, web, right? Anything over, if you see here, there is a browser, right?
Yeah.
Browser is a tool. You use Maya 3D, you said, correct? There is a tool. In general, what happens is, typically, there are two entities, okay? In general, typically, when you make any data and you want to access, there are two people or two entities, okay?
Okay.
One is the first thing when you say a web or anything that you look at it, right? We use browser as a tool, okay?
Yeah.
What is the tool? Tool will help you to make some transaction. So what are the two entities that we have in general, even in any computer communication that we do? One is a client, right? You must have heard of it, if not as well. Other is a server. So who is a client? Basically, the client is someone who wants some data or who is in need of a data. Okay. We browse, right, Havish? Generally, you access your email, Google search you do. So typically what you do, you go here and type google.com. You are in the USA. Or if you are in India, you say google.co.in. Doesn't matter, correct? We press. Now what happens? What did we do now? As an user, I wanted to access Google because I want to search something. I entered a website URL. Correct? Can be clicked or you typed it. That is your action that you perform. And what you get it? What do you see here? You see a web
Google.
page. Some output has come, correct? So that's an output. Input and output. Typically, that's the basic of computers, right? We give an input, you get an output, correct? So client gives an input, or you say specifies, provides, any verb that you can use. He provides some input. And what is a server? Someone who exactly who responds to the request. And it provides the output or outcome, whatever you want. Simple, right? So client and server are two different entities or two different things. In general, we say client is the one who makes a request, server is the one who gives you the data back. It could be anything, but why web when you say web? So there is something special. Even now we are using computer as of now, correct? In order to make something faster, we use a computer. But the web has got a special meaning. What is this web here? Web meaning any transaction or transfer of information. Typically, that's what we say, right? Any transmission, data exchange that you do. What is data exchange? You have your input that gives you an output. Let me make it further. Let's say, for example, we want to see web design, correct? Or web development, let's say, for example, and I type it. What I get back? Some output. There's a search result from Google. Typically, if you talk. But technically, I provided my input by typing what I want. And the result what I have got is the response what the Google server gave it to me. Because Google is the one I'm looking for. It's as good as when you come back home from school, you want to eat snacks. Whom do you ask?
Mother.
Mom. Mom, I'm feeling hungry. That's only one request that you make. And immediately what do you expect? Within few minutes, whatever is available, mother will prepare you some snack and give you. It's as good as that, right? You are the client, you are hungry, you want food, you are in need of food or snack. Your mother is a server. Server is generally one who serves you, right? Client and server. Who knows how to give the data? Clear?
Yeah.
These are the basic two terminologies, client and server. But why web? Because the transaction, the exchange of information, when you make, let's say, for example, at home, you ask your mother, what does she do? She prepares the food in the kitchen and gives to you, correct?
Yeah.
When you go outside, going in a hotel, restaurant, how
They
does the food come?
in the kitchen.
She orders. Probably you
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
order from a
Yeah.
shop and
She
get,
orders. Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
the medium, the place at which the transaction, the exchange of information occurs or exchange of the data occurs is different, correct? Likewise, when you say web, that's a special meaning. Web in the sense, any data exchange. You say, I want food, I want to know about web development. And the
Yeah.
response that comes over HTTP protocol. HTTP in the sense, over a browser, you can say,
Yeah.
over a web browser. I'll come to that later. Over a web browser. What is a browser? We said as a tool, correct?
Dude.
When you
Yeah.
go to a hotel, in home, you don't really need to have any tool. When you go to a
Yeah.
hotel, how do you order a food?
By talking to the person.
When you talk to them, but generally, how do you get to know what food is available in the hotel?
The menu.
Exactly, that's a menu card, correct?
Yeah.
That is what is the primary input for you to take a look, and then you decide what you want to have it. The input you make your choice by looking at the menu card. Likewise, the web browser is something like a tool or a platform using which only you would communicate, you would pass your information exchange.
Okay.
Clear? So the web or a browser is a specialized tool, correct? If you want to compute, make some computation, mathematical arithmetic, right, or multiplication you want to do, what do you look for in a computer?
Calculator.
If you want to draw a diagram, what do you do?
Paint.
MS Paint is an application, correct? That's the right answer, right? If you want to type a document, what do you do? Some essay you
Google
want to
Doc.
type. Okay,
Google
one
Doc
is Google Doc or MS Word. That's a specialized tool that will help you to prepare it. Yes or no?
Yeah.
It is as good as you go to a school with a formal uniform. What shoes you wear?
Black shoes.
The formal shoe or black shoe. Whereas there is a sports event that is conducted. Which shoes you would wear? What kind of shoes?
Like sports shoes. Like
exactly, right? You change it. Likewise, how you use a calculator to make some computation, arithmetic computation, any side logarithm or etc. Or you use Paint as an application to draw something, and you use probably a MS Word or Google Doc to type an essay or paragraph. This browser is a tool that will be helpful for you to make an exchange over a web. Web means that's a specialized thing. All right, you got it? If you want to watch a movie, where do you watch? Don't say mobile. Mobile is not really meant for it. These days you watch mobile. In older days, movies where you used to go and watch movies.
In theater.
Theater, because that's the right environment, correct? Food we eat in the dining hall. Study room. Likewise, this is a tool. Browser is a tool that understands how you can communicate the language. Whatever the information that you exchange. Is that clear? So that's the very, very, very basic fundamentals of a web. When you say web and the client, there are two parties involved. One is a client who is in need of something. Let's say Google search is the best example. You need to have a google.co.in website. For accessing a website, that's what it is called, a website. Because anything that is served over web is a website. That's a website means it's a particular, more like, office. Like physically, when you have an office building, but over the internet, we cannot have an office premises. We build a site for us. So that is a website because that is served over web. Web as a medium, we transmit the information over web. Web means using a browser, we exchange the information. Is that clear? If you want to talk to a friend, how do you do? In general, how many ways you can talk to a friend?
We can text, like talk in real, phone call,
Okay. What else?
uh, email.
Okay. In-person talk, which is also one of the
Yeah,
mediums, right?
yeah. I told
You
you.
can talk, right? And you
Yeah,
can text depending on the mode.
yeah,
Likewise, over web from computer to computer, if you want to share any information, that's why it's called as website. What is the example we say? Website.
website.
Meaning a site. Site means what? A dedicated place. That's what even in physically we say it's my site, right?
Yeah,
When you build a house, they say I'm going to a site. You must have heard the civil
yeah, yeah,
engineers saying that, right? Site
yeah,
is nothing but a place. Dictionary meaning, if you look at it, site is a place. So a
yeah,
dedicated place for a business or a company, anything for that matter, right?
yeah.
Served over. That's why it's called website.
Okay.
Got it? So
Yeah,
now any information that you serve using a browser is a tool. But
yeah,
what do they still talk to each other? They want to talk, right? In
yeah,
general, two people to talk with each other. What do we
yeah,
need? What do you essentially need? If you want to talk to a person, your friend or your
yeah,
teacher, right? A relative,
yeah.
what comes to your mind first?
Talk. We can
You want to
message.
talk to a person. You want to talk to a person.
Com communicate. Yeah.
Okay, one is communication, but what do we need?
We need internet for texting.
That is internet communication, computer. I'm talking about in-person communication, right?
Yeah.
Other is
Need
through
a
computers, right? In person as well. What do we need? If you want to talk to a person, what do
yeah.
you use? How do you talk?
Lang.
Exactly. What do
Yeah.
we need? A
Language.
language. Why?
Because that's how people understand.
Language is a tool to express
Yeah.
your thoughts.
Yeah.
Otherwise, even then you show sign, it's called a sign language,
Yeah.
right? Why? People who can't speak, they can only show sign. But that sign
Science.
as well has got a meaning. If you want to ask somebody or you express your emotions, right?
Yeah.
I understand what you ask for, or I don't understand,
Yeah.
or I'm feeling happy, or I'm feeling dejected, I'm upset.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to express your emotions, what you are feeling, you need to bring it outside, for which language is a tool.
Mm.
So even if you say sign language, and for a human being, what do you say? We say who can speak is a spoken language. Am I right?
Yeah.
That is when we have all so many different languages, starting
Yeah.
from English or German,
Yeah.
French. These are all outside languages, right?
Yeah.
Or international languages are
Yeah.
followed at different nations. Within India, if you look at it, we have a lot of regional languages, right?
Yeah.
The Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, whatever it is. We have
Yeah.
so many different languages. But language is again a tool spoken by a set of people with some grammatics, grammars, and punctuations,
Yeah.
etc. that we have. Clear?
Yeah.
So, through computers, what do they need? They also need to have some language, right?
Yeah. It's
In order to
binary.
communicate. For
Yeah.
we are talking about what?
Web design.
And development. And what is that we have already discussed? Web means using a browser as a tool.
Yeah.
Browser will have to understand one language, right? When you
Yeah.
say web over a browser, which act as a tool,
Yeah.
right? What language they use primarily? At your
HD.
home, you speak what? When you are born, after a while, when you
Yeah.
started catching up with your alphabets and vocabularies, what do you call
Yeah.
that as? You spoke in Telugu, obviously. You are from
Yeah.
that region, Andhra Pradesh. You speak
Yeah.
Telugu, and we have a
Yeah.
special name for it. What is that? The language it is. Mother tongue.
Mother tongue. Yeah.
Got it? And other languages is all we say foreign languages. Videshi.
Yeah.
Videshi Bhasha or foreign
Yeah.
languages. Here, as you rightly said, for the computers to talk over a web, computers can talk in different mediums as well. We are now probably focusing on web design and development, web,
Yeah.
right? Over a web, they want to talk. What is the language they use?
HTML.
HTML. What is HTML?
It's
Hypertext Markup Language. Got it?
yeah.
That's the full form. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. What do you mean by that? Hypertext Markup Language. I'll tell you. The
Yeah.
history of the web era. Have you heard of the word www? www.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the W3, WWF.
I know. Yeah.
What is it?
Worldwide website.
What does that mean really? Entire world is
Uses the
covered.
same website. Yeah.
Exactly. You use one single language to communicate. It's bit more or less, it is similar to the spoken language that we have, but
Yeah.
this is again a language as a tool. What do you mean by that? Say when you say O in English, OH, what does it indicate?
Like
When you read
shocking.
or a question mark, right?
Yeah.
What does it indicate? O with a question mark. O with an exclamation.
It's like a shocking.
One, it's probably O with a question mark. This could be a shocking. O with an
Yeah.
exclamation is exclamation. You are like,
Yeah.
oh, surprise, right? Something
Yeah.
like that. You understand, right? This
Yeah.
indicates a different meaning. So likewise, World Wide Web, entire universe, they want to communicate. You use a lot of websites today, right? For
Yeah.
checking your news, what do you have? Say news.google.com.
Yeah.
Right? Then you must have heard crickinfo.com. What is that used
Yeah.
for?
It's for cricket. Yeah.
All
Sport.
cricket information, correct?
Yeah.
Then what is that? You use one more thing. Probably famous site you
YouTube.
must have
Yeah.
for sure heard. What is that?
It's Amazon service.
What is that for?
It's,
It's e-commerce,
uh,
electronic
okay.
commerce, meaning anything you want to buy online shopping, basically,
Yeah.
right? I'm just giving you some example just to declare,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is this? This is a news site. We want to watch
Yeah.
news, right? This is
This cricket score.
for the cricket score. What is this? Cleartrip.com. Have you heard of
This
it?
is for trip.
Or
No
ticket booking.
ticket booking. Okay.
Again, what is this then?
This is
Have you
for
heard of
movies.
that?
Movies.
Or
Yeah.
movie ticket booking.
Movie tickets.
This is travel ticket booking. Correct?
Yeah.
ircbc.com for
I think it's bus, right?
train
Okay.
ticket booking.
Okay.
You have redbus.com. They are
This is
for
for bus.
bus ticket. Good. Right? All right. ICICIbank.com,
Yeah, it's bank.
online bank. Makes sense?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is just to give you a gist to that. Anything and everything that we do from day to night, we can make the communication or transactions over the web using the internet. That's why these are all different websites I've just given you, right?
Yeah.
And even what you have, let's say, for example,
YouTube.
yeah, YouTube is a media you want to have, or other entertainment, right? Primevideo.com. Wait, nus.edu.sg. What is that? National University of Singapore.
Oh.
This is education, college websites.
Yeah.
Right? Anything and everything can be present. As I said, a business or a company, anything you can present over a web. Clear?
Yeah.
So all of us to talk. This is called World Wide Web. Over the web, anything and everything a human needs, we can talk. We can make the transactions via internet. For that to be spoken, like how two people can speak using a spoken language. Here for the computer, World Wide Web. Web means what? Browser. For a browser to understand, the primary language that we need is what?
HT.
All of them will or must know one language called HTML, using which a browser can convey you a message. Clear?
Mhm.
So far, any questions?
No.
You're good?
Yeah.
This is Google. Okay,
Yeah.
primarily I forgot that. First and foremost, what you have seen is
Google.com.
a search engine.
Yeah.
All right. So whatever we have communicated so far using the HTML, that's what it is, right? But don't worry
Yeah.
about it, how it has come now. I'll tell you that. Now let's say we want to have what website we can make. Maybe assuming that what is your choice? Assume that we create a website of any one of them. Which one you want to make?
Yeah. I'll just click it.
Cricket. Okay, crickinfo.com. So what
Yeah.
I'm gonna make, let's assume, let's say for example, crickinfo website, right? I'm just only typing that, nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, crickinfo website I do. And in general, you know about the computer and file system, right? Any
Yeah.
file has to be saved with the file name, correct? So
Mhm.
for a browser to serve, serve you, not save, serve you,
Mhm.
the information should be stored in a file, typically, right?
Yeah.
The HTML when we say. So what I am doing now, yeah, web, I could create, okay, let me make, okay, here I make cricket. .html, you know about .text, .xls, .doc, there's a file extension, correct?
Yeah.
That indicates what?
The format how it saves.
Exactly. That
Mhm.
indicates,
The format how it saves the file.
correct.
Yeah.
All right. So it indicates the type of the content the file can save, right?
Mhm.
File types. What is that?
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, mymovie.mp4. What does it indicate?
It's like a audio.
My reports. Yeah.
Yeah.
What each things will tell you. So
I don't know.
generally in
Yeah.
computers, the information can be stored in a file. All right.
Mhm.
In a file. File is a permanent storage. Like how you store water in a bottle, container, am
Yeah.
I right?
Yeah.
You store a cup of soup or coffee in a cup, correct?
Yeah.
So basically file is a container, like a bottle for water, cup for coffee, etc. Correct? But obviously, if I ask you to get a water, what do you generally ask for? Can you get me a dash of water? What do you ask for?
Can you get me a glass of water?
Glass of water. Or do you
Yeah.
say, can you get me a cup of water?
No.
You understand that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Yes.
Glass of water, we say, right? What
Yeah.
is that meaning behind it? Can you tell me?
A glass filled with the water, like complete.
Why not it's a cup of water? Cup of coffee, right?
Yeah.
Because water generally is consumed in a larger proportion compared to a coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee can be served in a smaller proportion. So
Yeah.
is that right? When you
Yeah.
say, it's also, you can say, right? How do you say sugar? If you want to measure, how would you say that?
In a cup.
2
Two
teaspoons.
spoons. Yeah. Two spoons.
TSPs, teaspoons, right?
Yeah.
Why do they say that?
To measure the exact amount we need.
Yes. The adjective being used here is to mention the quantity, right?
Yeah.
Quantity to be shared or served. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So that tells you what is the amount, proportion of the content you want to exchange. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Likewise, this MP4 stands for what?
Music.
Movie file.
Movie.
Doc is a document, Word document, right? XLSX is a spreadsheet. All right.
This is
.txt is a
text.
simple text file, right? With no structures, just a simple text, anything you can type.
Yeah.
HTML is
Webs.
web page. That's where I'm coming from. Got it?
Mhm.
I think this call in Zoom may get over. In that case, I'll share it once again. We can connect again if at all this gets stopped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you understand this, right? How you
Yeah.
communicate using the measurement. We mentioned that what is the data being served and how much is the quantity. Likewise,
Mhm.
for a computer to serve you the content over web, you need to show some information that has to be served in a file, saved in a file. We need to save in a file. So what is
Yeah.
that file extension we use? .html. It means file name is home page. The extension is
HTML.
right, .html.
Mhm.
And what is the separator? Dot.
Dot.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
So that is what I have done now. Click info. That's all I did. Just what did I do?
Mhm.
Click info.html.
Yeah.
So I now go here. Okay. Got it. You see here, click info. So I
Mhm.
access the file, right? .html I access. Yes or no?
Yeah.
It's a file. And what do you see?
Just a text. Click info website.
The content that I've typed.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a classic and the simplest example of how an information can be stored or served, stored and served to an user. Make sense?
Yeah.
We just need to know little more about how you can serve. Presently, where are we? We both are. So this gives us what? This is just a content. Click info website.
Yeah.
That's all. Nothing else. What you type. But what
Yeah.
are the things we are talking about? Now we are two people. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Exchange. How does it happen?
Language
Harish
stick.
sits in US. Raghavan sits in India. Right? But
Yeah.
as of now, I'm doing a screen share.
Yeah.
Right? That's the beauty. You need to understand this is where the core fundamental web, World Wide Web or website came in. At the
Yeah.
moment, where is this file currently? Step one, the file. What is the file name? This file, right?
Harish.
Is in where?
Drag.
My local computer, correct?
Yeah.
And how does Havish
Screen
why
share.
I screen share? Correct? I'm sharing my screen and I'm sharing it with you, are able to see.
Yeah.
What if I close my computer?
I can see it.
Or the meeting ends, the screen share ends basically, correct?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I want to pass on an information. Like say, for example, cricket info score, correct?
Yeah.
Cricket info. There is a match running in the stadium.
Yeah.
Are you watching in person by going to the stadium? If so, you don't need a website at all. You understand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
physically present in a different location, but you want
Yeah.
to know some information.
Yeah.
Could be a temperature, weather.com. That's also
Yeah.
another website, weather.com, or
Yeah.
currency exchange, forex, anything that you want, but you want to access the information from a different location, correct?
Yeah.
What is the objective?
To
We
access
want to access the information
information.
or data from a different,
Different place.
typically different means geographical location. Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
By not, this means what? We are not physically present,
Yeah.
same location. How? What is the solution? This is where the World Wide Web came into picture. Got it? Now you
Yeah.
speak to your grandmother, grandfather.
Yeah.
Generally over a video call you speak, but sometimes you are not able to make a call, video call, but
Yeah.
you want to share some data. Don't worry about the WhatsApp and all that came this era.
Yeah.
Older days, if they want to publish, to share the data to a person sitting from a long distance. Earlier,
Yeah.
how did they communicate?
Letters.
Very good. How did they communicate? The
Letters
older
and
era
yeah.
used letters or probably air
Mail.
mails. They
Yeah.
call it as air mail over that,
Yeah.
right? Then
Yeah.
came facsimile, etc., etc. That is facsimile is fax. For the faster communication,
Mhm.
depends on the speed they wanted. Yes.
Yeah.
Now the modern era, what do we need? Speed is the ultimate aim for us, correct?
Yeah.
Nobody is having the patience to wait to get to know, to ask you how are you and whether they are fine or not. Do you want to wait for a week's time?
No.
The response to the letter, he has to get the mail, read it, open it and read it, and then write a letter again, post it,
Yeah.
postal letters, right? Then the postman give it
Yeah.
to you. Do you have enough patience or interest to wait for a week's time to understand
No.
about your health of your friend?
No.
Absolutely not, right? This is one situation, right? You understand that, right? The fundamental
Yeah.
crux
Yeah.
of it. I'm just going with a bit of a historical theory so that you get the crux of
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
web design. Why
Yeah.
web came into picture? Clear?
Yeah.
All right. There is another situation. So let's talk about situations. This is one situation I'm talking about the speed, right? Second situation I'll tell you. I think it is better we wonder how much time is left.
2 minutes 30 seconds.
2 minutes. Okay, let's talk about it. The other thing is broadcasting.
Okay.
Let's assume you remember the college, older days, school or college.
Yeah.
A school or college wants to publish the results to the students after an exam is over. How do they do? Earlier days, older era. This is the objective, correct?
Yeah.
Older era, how do they do?
Newspaper.
The admission team, okay, one is exactly.
Yeah.
Admission team used to share it in person whenever they went, correct?
Yeah.
That is 1:1 for each student, correct?
Mhm.
Then later, little modern or little advanced, what do they happen?
Then
Publish in newspapers, correct?
yeah. News. Yeah.
Means the days also results used to come.
Yeah.
The totally modern era, how do they want?
No, online.
Online, how do they do?
In a
What is the
website.
meaning? They want to publish the results of all the students at the same time, correct?
Yeah.
That's why it's
Yeah.
broadcasting. What do you mean by broadcasting?
Publishing to everyone at the single time.
Correct. Publishing the information to everyone at the same time.
Yeah.
Why? To avoid the time delays.
And make it faster.
Yeah. And the manual repetition. Why I have to keep doing for everybody? Here is the result. You go
Yeah.
for it. You are at student number, roll number 10. The 10th mark is
Yeah.
for you. Roll number
Yeah.
11, 11th mark is for you. Correct?
Yeah.
Plus the data, plus the faster response. Correct? Is
Yeah.
it clear? The online,
Yeah.
how do we do online? Is through
Webs.
via
Website.
Website we have already spoken about. What is a website?
It's a
A place
You-
in which you keep
yeah.
the data published and that can be accessible over web. What comes to
Yeah.
your mind? Web means two things it should come to your mind. What is that? Website. What is that?
a
A place
place where the
where
information is stored.
information shared or stored.